Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into something that might sound, well, a little dry at first. Error correction in AI.
Not exactly the most thrilling topic, right?
But stick with us because this is where things get really interesting. We're talking about AI that can learn from its mistakes, just like we do.
And that's crucial, wouldn't you say? I mean, if we want AI to be truly useful in the real world, it needs to be able to adapt, to improve.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. We humans, we mess up all the time, but the key is we learn from those mistakes.
Right. We figure out where we went wrong and try to do better next time. And that's the kind of resilience researchers are trying to build into AI.
The problem is, right now, most AI models are trained on, well, perfect examples.
Yeah, they're kind of spoiled, aren't they?
So when they hit a snag, they're totally lost.
It's like they've never experienced failure before.
And that's just not realistic. The real world is messy, unpredictable. Expecting AI to learn only from perfect examples is setting it up for failure, right?
Absolutely. And that's where this new research comes in. They've developed a framework called Agent Error that's designed to make AI agents more robust and adaptable.
Okay, so tell me more about this agent dare. How does it work?
Well, imagine it like this. Instead of just giving the AI a set of instructions and hoping for the best, we're giving it a chance to practice and learn from its mistakes.
Oh, okay. So it's like a safe space for the AI to experiment.
Exactly. A simulated environment where it can try different things, make mistakes, and figure out what works best.
I like that. So it's like giving the AI training wheels before we let it loose on real world problems.
Exactly. And the key to this training process is a technique called Monte Carlo tree search, or MCTS for short.
MCTS. Got it. And what does that do exactly?
It basically allows the AI to explore different options, play out different scenarios, and then see which actions lead to the best outcomes.
So it's all about letting the AI experiment and learn from experience. That sounds familiar.
It's very similar to how we humans learn, right? Trial and error.
Definitely. Now, what makes Agent R particularly interesting to me is it doesn't just reward the AI for getting things right.
Right. It actually helps the AI figure out exactly where it went off track.
So instead of just saying, hey, you messed up, it's
Mhm.
more like, hold on, let's rewind and see where you took a wrong turn.
You got it. And that's a crucial difference.
It sounds like it is. So how does that actually work? How does Agent R help the AI pinpoint the moment it went wrong?
That's where the concept of step-by-step revision comes in. The AI isn't just flailing around trying to fix things randomly.
It's being systematic about it.
Exactly. It's methodically identifying and correcting its errors step by step.
Wow. So it's like having an AI coach who's always there to guide it back on track. I can see how that would be incredibly valuable. But how do they actually test this? I mean, how do they know this works in a way that's relevant to the real world?
That's a great question. They actually put Agent R through its paces in 3 different interactive environments.
Okay, like what?
Well, one is a virtual world where the AI has to shop online.
Yeah.
Another one has it solving scientific puzzles.
So far, so good. What's the third one?
Get this, the third environment is, wait for it, Minecraft.
No way! Minecraft. Seriously.
Seriously, it's a great way to test the AI's ability to adapt and problem solve in a complex environment.
I can see that. So it's not just theoretical. They're actually seeing how this works in practice. I liked it.
Exactly. And the results are, well, pretty impressive. Agent DAR consistently outperformed other AI models in all 3 environments.
Really? So it's not just a good idea in theory, it actually works.
It really does.
Mhm.
And the findings are really exciting. I mean, one of the most interesting things they found was that Agent R actually helped AI agents recover from failures.
Oh, that is interesting. Tell me more about that. What kind of failures are we talking about?
Well, think about situations where other AI models would just give up, hit a dead end and just stop.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
But the AI agents, equipped with Agent R, they were able to analyze their mistakes, figure out what went wrong, and get back on track.
Wow, so they weren't just getting things right more often. They were actually able to learn from their mistakes and course correct. That seems like a big deal.
It is a big deal. It suggests a much deeper level of learning and adaptation than we've seen before in AI.
This is pretty mind-blowing. It sounds like this Agent R framework could be a huge step forward in AI development.
I think so too. It's really pushing the boundaries of what AI can do.
Okay, so we've talked about how Agent R helps AI identify and correct errors, but you also mentioned something about avoiding those, what did you call them, AI loops.
Right, AI loops.
What exactly are those, and why are they a problem?
Well, one of the challenges with traditional AI systems is that they can sometimes get stuck in repetitive patterns of behavior.
Oh, I see. So it's like they're doing the same thing over and over again, but not actually getting anywhere.
Exactly. like a hamster on a wheel just going round and round.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does Agent Art help break those loops and keep the AI moving forward? I'm really curious about this.
Well, remember how we talked about Agent R using that MCTS, the Monte Carlo tree search?
Right, to explore different options and outcomes.
Right. Well, that exploration process, it's not just about finding the right answer. It's also about expanding the AI's understanding of the problem space.
So it's like giving the AI a broader perspective, a wider range of possibilities to consider.
Precisely. And by constantly exploring new options and evaluating different approaches, the AI is less likely to fall into those repetitive loops. It's constantly challenging its own assumptions, looking for new ways to solve problems.
So it's not just about teaching the AI to do things right. It's about teaching it to think creatively outside the box, to break free from those rigid patterns of behavior.
Absolutely. And that's a crucial step toward creating AI that's truly intelligent and adaptable.
This is fascinating. Okay, so we've covered how Agent R helps AI avoid loops, which is pretty amazing in itself. But you also mentioned that this research opens up all sorts of new possibilities for what AI can achieve. Can you give us some concrete examples? How could this impact our lives in the future?
Oh, absolutely. Think about fields like healthcare. Imagine AI systems that can learn from their mistakes in real time.
So we're talking about AI that could assist doctors in making diagnoses or analyzing medical images.
Exactly. Even performing surgeries, potentially. And because these AI systems could learn from their errors, they would become more reliable, more trustworthy over time.
That's incredible. And what about other fields? What kind of impact could this have on, say, finance or transportation?
Well, in finance, imagine AI systems that can analyze market trends, manage investments, even detect fraud.
Wow. And all while constantly learning and adapting to changing conditions? That would revolutionize the way we invest.
It really could. And then there's transportation. Self-driving cars are already on the horizon. What if they could also learn from their mistakes and become safer over time?
That's a game changer. Safer self-driving cars, more accurate medical diagnoses. It's really exciting to think about all the potential benefits.
It is. But it's also important to remember that with great power comes great responsibility.
You're right. We need to be thoughtful about how we develop and deploy these technologies. We can't just let them run wild, but the potential benefits are just enormous. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the challenge of error correction in AI. We've explored the innovative Agent R framework. We've even touched on some of the mind-blowing possibilities this research opens up. But before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to something we mentioned earlier. You said one of the most surprising findings of this research was
It was the effectiveness of something they call revision trajectories.
revision trajectories. Okay, remind me what those are again.
So, remember how we talked about Agent R helping the AI figure out exactly where it went wrong?
Yeah, like pinpointing the moment it made a mistake.
Right. Well, a revision trajectory is basically like a map, showing the AI how to recover from that mistake.
Okay, so it's not just about identifying the error, it's about showing a better way forward.
Exactly. And here's the surprising part. The researchers found that training the AI on these revision trajectories, these maps of how to recover from mistakes, it actually led to better performance than just training it on, the perfect examples.
Wait, so you're telling me that showing the AI examples of failure actually helped it learn more effectively than just showing it examples of success?
Yeah.
That seems a little counterintuitive.
It is a bit counterintuitive, but when you think about how we learn as humans, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I guess we learn a lot from our mistakes. Sometimes those are the most valuable lessons.
Exactly. We don't just learn from our successes. We learn from our failures too. And it seems that the same principle applies to AI.
So, by showing the AI not only what to do, but also what not to do, and how to get back on track when things go wrong, it creates a much richer, more realistic learning experience.
Right. And that's what helps the AI become more adaptable, more resilient.
It's like saying, hey, you're going to make mistakes. Everyone does. But here's how you can learn from them and do better next time.
Exactly. And that's the kind of resilience we need to build into AI if we want it to be truly effective in the real world.
So it's not just about improving performance. It's about fundamentally changing the way we think about AI, how it learns, how it interacts with the world.
I think so. We're moving beyond just programming AI to follow instructions. We're actually teaching it how to learn and grow on its own.
That's amazing. It feels like we're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
We are. And it's exciting to think about where this research could lead in the future. What kind of breakthroughs might be possible if we can teach AI to truly learn from its mistakes?
Well, that's a great question to ponder, and I think it's something our listeners will be thinking about long after this episode is over. But for now, we're going to have to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep those minds curious and those questions coming. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the fascinating world of AI. You were about to tell us about one of the most surprising findings from this research.
Oh, right. It had to do with the effectiveness of those, what were they called? Revision trajectories, I think.
Revision trajectories? Yeah, okay, now I remember those. Refresh my memory, though. What exactly are they again?
They're basically like a roadmap.
A roadmap.
Yeah, showing the AI how to recover from a mistake.
Okay, so it's not just, hey, you messed up. It's like, here's how you can get back on track.
Exactly. And what was so surprising, they found that training the AI on these revision trajectories actually led to better performance.
Hold on, so you mean showing the AI examples of failure actually helped it learn more effectively than just showing it, like, the perfect way to do things?
It sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
But it's true.
That is pretty counterintuitive.
It is.
Yeah.
But it makes sense when you think about, how we humans learn.
Yeah, I mean, some of my biggest mistakes have turned into, like, the best learning experiences.
Right. I mean, we don't just learn from our successes, we learn from our failures, too.
And it seems like AI is the same way.
That seemed that way.
So by showing the AI, like, not only the right way to do things, but also the wrong way,
Uh-huh.
and then how to recover, it gives it, like, a much richer
Definitely a much richer,
learning experience.
way more realistic, too.
Totally. It's like saying, look, you're going to make mistakes. It happens. But here's how you learn from them and, do better next time.
It's all about growth, right?
Right.
Like we always say, failure is just a stepping stone to success.
Well said. This has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like we've covered so much ground.
We really have.
Error correction in AI, the Agent R framework, the potential impact on, healthcare, finance, transportation, even Minecraft.
Who knew Minecraft could be so educational?
Right. I think our listeners are going to have a lot to think about after this one.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Always good to get those brain juices flowing.
Absolutely. So on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive for today. I want to thank you, as always, for joining us.
It was great being here.
And for all our listeners out there, remember, keep those minds curious, and we'll be back soon with another deep dive into the amazing world of AI.